Alex kneels by the torn flap of his tent on a barren moon landscape, feeling the chill of the alien wind against his skin. His mission was to study the crystalline formations below, yet tonight the silence pressed in like a living presence. As he tightens the final bolt on the cum unit, he senses movement outside, a shadow drifting across the fragile wall. Heart pounding, he waits. Her form appears without warning, stepping inside with bare skin glowing in the dim tent light. Alex stares in disbelief, his training telling him such an intrusion was impossible. Yet here she stands unashamed. She bows her head, her voice soft like a lullaby, speaking words he cannot understand, but feeling their warmth, he grabs a nearby multi-tool, his mind racing with protocol questions and taboo warnings echoing in his thoughts. She raises a hand, smoothing a lock of hair from her shoulder, as if to calm his rising fear. Suddenly her eyes meet his, their silver depths reflecting something ancient and welcoming at once. Alex sets the tool down slowly, realizing any sudden move could shatter the fragile connection forming. The woman gestures to the array of crystalline samples laid out on his makeshift table. She points gently as if pleading for him to share his purpose beneath the desert sky. Memories flood him of long days, spent scanning rock faces and decoding radio signals distant from home. Yet in this moment, her bold gesture overshadowed every calculation and every data point he had recorded. Their customs could not be understood by logic alone. He thinks, his heart urging him forward. Alex reaches for his handheld recorder, hoping to capture this unprecedented first contact moment. The woman steps aside, exposing a curved crystalline chamber buried in the tent floor. She whispers words that resonate with the strange hum of the crystals around them. Alex presses record, capturing her solemn tone and the electric crackle in the air. He watches as she places her palm gently on the chamber, its glow intensifying under her touch. Energy pulses through the tent walls, illuminating every corner in a spectral radiance. Fear remains, but curiosity blossoms stronger each second, unraveling doubts woven by his training. The alien ritual had no name in any human database, yet its power felt undeniable. Alex steadies his breath, reminding himself of the duty that brought him to this forsaken world. He kneels beside her, the recorder resting on the ground between them. Like an offering, she smiles softly, her lips curving with timeless grace, defying every stereotype he ever held. In that simple gesture, he senses her culture values truth above all else, stripping away every fear. Alex lifts a crystal shard from the table, watching its facets catch the growing light. She reaches out, touching the shard, running every finger along its smooth edge. The chamber responds, responding with a melody that echoes deep within his mind. Images flicker behind Alex's eyes, memories of Earth, moments of laughter, loss, and longing. He blinks, the vision fades, yet the emotional imprint remains, a promise of shared understanding. The woman nods slowly, as if granting permission to learn her people's hidden legacy. Alex presses the record button again, asking questions in his broken vowel-heavy speech. She tilts her head, curiosity mirrored in her gaze, prompting Alex to feel emboldened. Words flow between them, a dance of alien and human meaning, bridging unimaginable distance. Outside, the moon dust swirls across the tent canvas, mimicking the storm of emotions within. Alex recognizes the significance of her naked gesture, now revealing an oath of trust. In his mission report, few would mention tears, yet moisture gathers in his fatigued eyes. He vows to protect this moment above all scientific objectives coded into his mind. The air thickens with potential knowledge discoveries that could alter both worlds forever. She places her hand over his heart, a silent affirmation binding them in an unspoken vow. Alex bows his head in gratitude, aware that no treaty could match this honest exchange. Outside, the first faint glow of dawn filters through the tent, signaling a new chapter. Together, they stand ready to face dangers of prejudice and politics for the sake of truth. Dawn reveals the towering spires of crystal formations stretching across the alien horizon. Alex records the breathtaking panorama, aware that Earth must see this spectacle. The woman steps forward, guiding him by the hand toward the tent entrance. Their silhouettes merge in the soft, Morning light symbolizing a fragile alliance. Alex hesitates, recalling the stakes. Political, military, academic, waiting for his return. Yet in her embrace he feels a conviction stronger than any regulation. He breathes the alien air, tasting the promise of unity and discovery. The recorder lies forgotten, momentarily overshadowed by the reality of connection. She points toward a carved symbol etched onto a crystal. Shard fragment. Alex studies the markings, recognizing patterns reminiscent of ancient human glyphs. A thrill travels through him, forging bridges between two worlds written in light. She smiles gently, inviting him to share this secret legacy with his people. Alex bows once more, reverently sealing the silent pact of mutual respect. Behind them, the dunes tremble as if echoing the heartbeat of the cosmos. In that boundless moment, humanity and alien culture converge, writing the first chapter of a new dawn. At dawn, Alex emerges from his tent with Mira at his side. The camp wakes around them as crew members gather tools and data packs. Whispers follow Myra's footsteps like distant thunder rolling across the sands. Her skin still glimmers in the soft light, reminding Alex of their secret bond. He guides her toward the central hub, where the rest of the team waits. Many faces stiffen at her entrance, some eyes filled with fear or doubt. Alex lifts his chin in quiet defense, showing strength born of trust. Inside, the hub screens flicker with maps and sensor readings from nearby craters. Mira studies the displays, her gaze calm like desert wind settling dust. She steps forward, placing a hand on the nearest console. Energy from the alien crystals hums through the metal panels around her. Alex watches as the hum shifts into patterns he has not heard before. He notes the change on his datapad, his heart quickening with excitement. Yet tension coils in the room like a serpent ready to strike. Captain Reyes stands tall, her jaw clenched in military discipline. She clears her throat, drawing every eye to her strict figure. Alex feels Mira tremble beside him, but he offers a steady hand. Reyes speaks in measured tones, warning that alien customs cannot override camp rules. Mira tilts her head, her silver eyes meeting the captain's without fear. Alex steps between them, a shield of human resolve cast in flesh. He tells Reyes that Myra's ritual revealed an archive beneath the dunes. Reyes frowns, her lips pressed tight, but curiosity glints in her gaze. Mira reaches into a pouch at her waist, drawing out a small shard. The shard pulses softly, like a heartbeat, inviting the room into silence. Energy threads snake through the air, illuminating every surface in soft blue light. Crew members step back, awe and worry mingling in their expressions. Alex hears his own pulse, echoing the shard's quiet rhythm in his veins. Reyes motions for silence and nods slowly, her resolve shifting like sand. She orders a scout team to follow Alex and Mira to the canyon site. Mira smiles faintly, her trust in Alex shining brighter than any star. Outside, the hub heat rises in waves, but the promise of discovery cools fear. Alex leads her past rows of storage crates and power units humming with life. He senses history turning a page beneath his boots, and Mira's guiding hand. Together they cross the boundary marker where human law meets alien truth. The rover awaits its engines, silent like a metal beast at rest. Two crew members strap in while Alex helps Mira into the passenger seat. She traces the rover door with gentle fingers, as if greeting an old friend. Alex climbs in his seat, his view framed by rugged terrain stretching to the horizon. Mira presses the shard against the console, its glow reflecting in her eyes. The rover rumbles to life, wheels spinning on dusty ground, kicking up ghosts of sand. Alex grips the wheel, feeling responsibility heavy yet exhilarating in his chest. Mira leans forward, whispering words that flow through the cum line like music. Sensors respond with new readings, charts dancing across screens in rapid succession. Alex deciphers patterns, showing hidden tunnels beneath the canyon floor. Crew members murmur in wonder, voices tight with hope and fear blended as one. Mira closes her eyes, her focus guiding every system toward a single goal. Alex glances at her profile, seeing strength refined by centuries of ritual. The canyon walls rise like ancient guardians, looming over their path. Shadows deepen as the rover descends into the narrow gorge carved by time. A Sudden jolt shakes the vehicle as unseen forces tug at its frame. Lights flicker on the console, alarm sound, but Mira's shard pulses steady calm. Alex slams a fist on the dash, grounding his thoughts in human courage. Crew members brace themselves, their faces pale, yet determined to follow. Alex's lead, Mira, opens her eyes, revealing a soft glow that banishes doubt. From their hearts, she whispers again, and the rover settles as if embraced by the canyon itself. Alex exhales her relief, swirling with wonder at the power of trust and ritual. He knows the path ahead wins through danger, but also holds keys to unity. Mira reaches across the console, placing her hand on his in a silent vow together. They face the winding tunnel entrance carved into crystalline rock. Light from Mira's shard dances on the walls, beckoning them into the unknown Alex shifts into. Low gear, ready for the journey that could change both worlds forever, Alex guided the rover deeper into the crystalline tunnel. Dust fell from the ceiling with each bump in the narrow path. Mira sat beside him, her eyes fixed on the glowing shard. Energy pulsed from the fragment in steady beats. They reached a chamber carved from pure crystal. The walls gleamed like a frozen sea. In the center stood a tall pedestal. Etched upon its surface were symbols neither human nor fully alien. Mira pressed the shard against the engravings. The symbols began to glow. Light spread across the floor in intricate patterns. Alex stepped forward to examine the runes. He lifted his datapad and recorded every detail. The air felt alive. Each breath brought a faint hum in his ears. He glanced at Mira and saw awe in her silver eyes. She nodded and seemed to whisper to the crystal itself. A door opened in the far wall with a soft hiss. Beyond lay a room filled with floating panels of light. They each held images of star systems, ancient ships, and strange creatures. Mira rose and moved among the projections with careful steps. She raised a hand to one panel showing a winged being on a remote planet. The image shifted to reveal a warship launching missiles. Alex watched in shock. He tapped his pad to capture the sequence. War images flickered until Mira reached a panel that showed peaceful gatherings under alien trees. She placed her hand on that panel. The room settled. Gentle light bathed them both. Suddenly the speaker crackled. Captain Rias's voice came through. "Alex, status report. We lost contact with your team." Alarm rose in her tone. Mira's face tightened with concern. Alex clicked the button. "Captain, we have found an archive room. It shows both war and peace. We need more time to understand it." He watched the floating panels flicker. Behind them came a low rumble. Alex turned to see the rover's rear lights dim and then cut out. The vehicle shuddered to a halt. Dust swirled around its tires. Alex grabbed the shard to steady himself. Mira pressed her palm to the shard. Energy crackled and restored power to the rover. Lights blinked back on. He exhaled. The shard pulsed in approval. Mira motioned toward the tunnel entrance. Alex followed her despite his wish to stay. They reached the open door and peered into the gloom beyond. Red lights blinked in the distance. Human shapes moved in the darkness. Alex's heart sank. Soldiers in armored suits marched in rigid formation. Captain Reynolds led them with an angry scowl. He raised his rifle when he spotted Alex and Mira. "Dr. Chase, and this creature," he barked. "Step away from the rover." Alex set his hands in the air. "Captain, this is Mira. She is an ally. We are uncovering her planet's legacy. We need to protect it from misuse." Reynolds leveled his weapon. "Orders are orders. Secure the tunnel. No one enters or leaves." Mira stepped forward with calm grace. She spoke in her language. The soldiers hesitated. The leader frowned and motioned his men forward. Alex felt panic rise. He held out his hands and shouted, "Please, listen to her. She has rights here." One soldier lunged and grabbed Mira's arm. She cried out. The shard slipped to the ground. Its light dimmed. The wall panels flickered and died. Alex rushed forward to pull the soldier away. He twisted free and scooped up the shard. Energy flared wildly. The tunnel walls shook as if in pain. Panels of light reappeared around them, spinning in chaos. Mira clutched Alex's arm. "Stop them," she said, her voice calm despite the chaos. "Show your respect." Alex squared his shoulders. He stepped between the soldier and Mira. "Let her go," he said firmly. "She came in peace." Reynolds hesitated. His gaze flicked between Alex's determined face and Mira's wounded expression. Slowly he lowered his rifle. Mira nodded in gratitude and laid her hand on the soldier's chest. A soft pulse of light spread from her palm. The soldier relaxed and released her. His eyes shone with wonder. The shard glowed bright white. The panels in the chamber responded. Images of cooperation and unity filled the tunnel. Alex caught glimpses of humans and Varisians sharing knowledge, healing, building together. The soldiers stood awed. Even Captain Reynolds looked uncertain. Alex saw hope flicker in his cold eyes. Myra turned to Alex. "You have shown true respect," she said softly. "Now the archive will share its wisdom." Back in the crystal chamber, the pedestal's lid slid open. Inside lay a small device shaped like a seed pod. It glowed with gentle green light. Mira lifted it carefully and presented it to Alex. "This is the heart of virus," she explained. "It contains all our knowledge. It will choose you and your people or reject those who seek power." Alex took the device with reverence. Its warmth spread through his palm. He felt a connection to the entire planet. Captain Reynolds knelt beside him. "I underestimated you," he admitted. "We must protect this from those who would use it as a weapon." Alex nodded and looked at Mira. "Together we will ensure it brings peace." Mira smiled and placed a hand on Alex's shoulder. The shard floated upward and merged with the heart of virus. Light pulsed outward, sealing the chamber in a protective barrier. Alex felt strength and fear mingle within him. He knew the path ahead would be perilous. Some on Earth would fear this power. Others would crave it for conquest, but in Myra's gentle gaze he found resolve. As long as humans and Varisians stood together, hope would prevail. He turned to Reynolds and the soldiers. "Let us return to camp. We have a story to share." They stepped forward as a united group. The crystal tunnel echoed with their footsteps. The future of two worlds rested in their hands. Under the alien sky, a new chapter began. Alex returned to camp at first light, the heart of virus safe in his satchel. The desert stillness felt fragile after the storm of discovery. He guided Mira through the rows of tents toward the command hub. Inside, Captain Reyes and the crew gathered around a holographic display. Their faces were tense with anticipation. Alex cleared his throat. "We have the heart of virus," he announced. "It chose humanity and the Varisian people together." Reyes exchanged a look with her officers. "Explain," she said curtly. Myra stepped forward, her silver eyes calm. She opened Alex's satchel and lifted the small glowing pod. Light radiated across the room. Gasps followed as the device pulsed gently. "This is our legacy," Mira explained. "It holds knowledge of our history, our technology, and our philosophy. It will only reveal its contents to those who prove their hearts pure." Alex touched the pod's smooth surface. He felt warmth seep into his palm like a quiet heartbeat. The crew leaned closer. Dr. Hart spoke softly. "What does it want from us?" Mira placed her hand over the device. "It seeks cooperation. It will share cures for diseases, sustainable energy designs, and star navigation charts. But it will reject any attempt to use its power for destruction." Reyes studied the glowing orb. "We need safeguards." Alex nodded. "We build a joint council. Humans and Varisians will oversee every action." Mira inclined her head. "Trust must guide the council." Outside the hub, wind kicked up swirls of dust. Alex felt the weight of responsibility press on him. A single mistake could ignite fear on Earth. That night, Alex and Mira sat by a makeshift fire pit. The desert sky was a tapestry of stars. Mira spoke in soft tones about her childhood, learning rituals of truth and service. Alex shared stories of Earth, his family, his hopes for a better future. Their bond deepened under the silent heavens. They recognized that their cultures were different, yet shared core values of respect and compassion. Back at camp, theory turned to action. Engineers and Verision scholars worked side by side to decode the heart's data. They discovered designs for atmospheric processors that could restore damaged planets. They found medical protocols to treat rare cancers. They saw images of star lanes safe for human ships. Tensions flared when a weapons contractor arrived with political backing. He demanded immediate transfer of alien technology to Earth's defense forces. Alex stood firm. The heart will not yield to threats. Mira joined him, her presence a living promise of unity. The contractor faltered in the face of their resolve. In the weeks that followed, Earth's leaders were briefed under strict security. The world held its breath as the heart of virus unveiled cures and clean energy plans. Panic and hope warred in global capitals. Through it all, Alex and Mira led the Joint Council. They negotiated treaties, set ethical guidelines, and fostered public trust. Their work was painstaking, yet transformative. Under the alien sky of Virus 4, two species found a path forward. The ritual of bare truth that began in a simple tent had grown into an interstellar alliance. Alex watched Mira smile as she activated the heart's final protocol, a message of peace sent to Earth. He felt emotion swell in his chest. Pride, relief, and love. The desert wind whispered around them, carrying the promise of a shared future. Humanity and the Verision. People stood together at the dawn of a new era. Alex stood at the edge of the landing pad, watching the last shuttle rise into the alien sky. The heart of Virus rested safely in its protective case at the council chamber. He felt a calm pride mixed with a pang of longing to stay on Virus 4 forever. Mira appeared beside him, her silver eyes reflecting the golden light of twin suns. She wore the ceremonial cloak of her people, a garment of woven crystal threads that shimmered with every movement. Alex admired how she carried herself with grace, earned through trials and rituals. They walked together toward the grand hall where humans and Verisians gathered for the final ceremony. The crowd formed a living corridor of hopeful faces. Scientists, engineers, diplomats, and soldiers all came to witness the new alliance. Inside the hall, a raised dais held the heart of Virus on a crystalline stand. Symbols of Earth's nations and Verisian clans surrounded it in carved relief. Captain Reyes and Dr. Hart stood on either side of Alex and Mira, ready to seal their pact. Mira stepped forward, her voice clear and melodic. She spoke in her native tongue, a vow of unity and peace. A translator device captured her words and projected soft echoes throughout the hall. Every listener felt her sincerity wash over them. Alex followed her vow with a speech of his own. He spoke of shared discovery of the alien archive and the power of trust shown when he honored her custom. He promised Earth would protect this legacy and use it only for healing and exploration. When both vows ended, the heart glowed bright green. Energy rippled through the hall like gentle waves. Light bathed every person in soft warmth. A hush fell until the device released a harmonious tone that resonated with every heart. Tears came to many eyes. Some struggled to hold back emotion. Alex felt Mira's hand slip into his. They shared a silent smile, knowing they had changed history. Outside the hall, fireworks of light burst from crystal spires planted around the plaza. Colors danced across the sky, in patterns echoing Mira's ritual images. People cheered and embraced both human and Verisian friends alike. That night, Alex and Mira walked among the celebrations. Music and laughter filled the air. They stopped at a quiet fountain etched with images of two worlds joined by a bridge. The water glowed faintly with alien currents. Mira turned to Alex. She placed a gentle hand on his cheek and pressed her forehead to his. "Thank you," she whispered. "You honored my people." Alex kissed her hand. "And you honored mine," he replied. "We made truth our guide." Under the twin moons they watched the fusion of cultures begin. Humans learned Varisian art and philosophy. Varisians studied Earth's music and stories. Together they built schools and labs that rose above the desert sands. Years later, Alex and Mira returned to the crystalline vault deep beneath the canyon. The heart of Virus stayed behind in the grand hall as a beacon of unity. They placed a new seed pod beside the empty stand. It glowed softly with promise. As they left the chamber, Alex whispered, "Our story will guide both worlds for generations." Mira smiled and took his hand once more. "And our hearts will keep it alive." They walked side by side into the sunrise, a human and an alien bound by trust and truth. Their journey had begun in a simple tent. Now it would echo across the stars. Forever,